Guys, I know I said I was going to do a vaccine and immunity system today, but due to the lack of time I've had in my office, I really haven't had enough time to even get that done yet. And my son still has college work to complete. I've been running around today doing all the drop-offs to my daughter in Hertfordshire University, my sister in Harlesden. And listen, big shout out to One Stop Shop on Harlesden High Street. You guys feed me well. I got jerk chicken, oxtail, rice and peas, and Celebration, lamb patty. I gonna eat sweet tonight. But listen, I just wanted to say that let's leave the vaccine and the immunities talk till tomorrow, and then we'll focus on that on Saturday. So listen, let's just move forward with what we've got today. Hey guys, just a quick update. Isn't it funny that just yesterday and last week I dropped two videos. Yesterday's one was about the Premier League players taking a pay cut, and right now today it's been announced that the FA are in talks with the Players Association about a 30% pay cut. Now 30%, while that might not be a lot, it definitely isn't anywhere near the 70% that the Barcelona players are taking. It's nowhere near the Ronaldo completely forfeiting his salary until September. It just goes to show how greedy the players are in our league. Yeah, I'm standing outside here. Marks and Spencers have got a queue, and I'm in the queue. It's going all the way back down there, as you can see. So that's why I'm kind of just shooting this right now. So the FA have definitely, maybe they're listening to my videos, I don't know, but they're definitely on it now. And the other thing I talked about, if you remember, in Lockdown Daily 3 or 4, I think it was, I did mention that what they should do is they should take 10 million off each club to create a fund for the EFL and the lower leagues, the National Football League, etc. Well, again, great news today that there's been 125 million in the kitty that's been put forward to those teams. So it looks like that they'll be looked after, because those players are not on the astronomical amounts that the Premiership players are. So they need help. Some of them clubs are on the brink of collapse because we know how the money doesn't filter down. Yeah, all this massive 5.1 billion Sky deal that the Premiership and Amazon Prime's deal and BT Sports, they don't get none of that money. Yeah, because they don't get the coverage. So it's really great to hear that at least someone is listening and that those leagues are going to get looked after. So well done to you guys there, man. So just want to talk about our brothers and sisters over the pond in the US and how the US and the UK started slowly. We know they got this wrong, but you've got another chance to put this right. So what are we doing with our second chances? Well, England are looking to push over 100,000 tests per day in the UK to find out where the hotspots are. That way, you'll be able to tackle it, shut it down, and trace backwards as well in terms of, okay, so we've done this test with this family, they have it. So who were they in contact with over the last 2 or 3 weeks? Because everybody should be locking it down. So it will be easier to know, oh, okay, yeah, we went over to sister's house to drop off some food, or we went over to our son's house, or wherever. So it would be easier for the UK to handle that. So I think the UK, after a slow start, and remember, these guys knew about this in January. These guys knew about this a long time ago. The first case in America on that day was the first case in South Korea. So it's not like they didn't know about it. They knew about it. Most of the people in power decided to not prepare for this pandemic. They decided to go in and put their shares on companies that they could make money on. They saw it as an opportunity to make money, because that's all their life has ever been about. They didn't see it as an opportunity to prepare the nation for a pandemic. So where are the two countries going? So as I said, the UK are really doing a lot. They're still not at that level 5 stage, but they've done enough to make the people know that they've got to sit through the whole of April so that we can come out on the other end, and hopefully that way we'll have 100,000 tests done a day, and then we'll go through that long period of incubation so that we know that we'll be all right. Yeah? So May is looking positive. I'm not saying it will be. I'm saying May is looking positive for everyone in the UK. In America, that's not the same case. For months and months and months, the government pretended that there was no problem and told everybody everything would be okay, and there was no virus, and the virus then was a hoax, to the point where, yeah, it's going to be fine, the hot weather will kill it, and we'll have nothing to worry about. Now they seem to have taken it seriously, which is good. But now means that they should stamp down on everything and lock it down, which is where they might fall into problems. The inconsistency levels in the USA is going to drive more problems in the future. And I'm talking about a second wave. So let's look at this. We're talking about now, in the month of April, we're supposed to be locking it down so that we can make a judgment call at the end of April going into May. That looks great in the UK, but in the US, it doesn't look great. And here's why. For those who have taken it seriously, you're doing a great job. And for those senators who have made the right calls and locked it down, you're doing an amazing job. And the medical hospitals and staff in New York, they're heroes. They're rising to the occasion. And in California, 70,000 ex-medical workers have come back out of work and retirement, just like we've talked about in the UK, yeah? In the UK, it's 20,000 people that have gone back into the NHS. In the state of California, 70,000. So there's some really great stories. But here's the problem. You have 11 states out of the 52 which still doesn't have a lockdown. Florida only did their lockdown yesterday. Imagine that. The 2nd of April. Something we knew about in January the 16th. And it was the 2nd of April that the Sunshine State decided to lock it down. But listen, kudos to you. You locked it down. Well done. But here's the problem. 11 states in America still haven't locked it down. What does that mean? That means when all of you guys in the rest of the states, in the 41 states that have done what you needed to do, you're going to be thinking now, in May, we can come out of this and start to lift the boundaries, lift the laws, lift that level of lockdown. But you can't. Do you know why? Because those people in those 11 states that are still infecting each other, you might buck up into them. And then what will happen? You'll start a second wave. It's bound to happen. It's gonna happen. Because you haven't done what you needed to do in terms of taking it seriously. It's a time bomb waiting to explode. Everyone can see it. And unfortunately, that's the path of the two countries right now. The UK are looking at a path they can actually see a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know what their vision is for America right now. They already have the most infected of any country in the world. And that's simply because their lockdown laws are too inconsistent. It's okay for some states to do it. It's not okay for the others. And I think that's the difference. In the UK, we have one state, England, that's it. And when the Prime Minister says we need to lock it down, we locked it down. In America, all these different senators and governors are giving out mixed messages. And unfortunately, that means no consistency. And that's where the problem lies. So guys, listen. Here, we're just gonna have to hope and keep our fingers crossed that these guys will get the message in the next 7 days. So that on the 10th of April, you'll have 3 weeks. If every state can lock it down, you'll have 3 weeks where you can let the virus dissipate. And only then will you be able to look forward to a positive May where you can start to lift the boundaries of the lockdowns. Apollo Campbell, coronavirus, lockdown, peace out.